So smart meal options. When we're eating healthily, we're choosing foods that have nutritional value, which are unprocessed. And we look at the balance and proportion of foods that we consume. We also got to think about our portion sizes. We want to think of those 3 P's: portion sizes, proportions of food in our plate, and how our food is prepared. So when it comes to breakfast do's and don'ts. Well, do have your breakfast. It's not just a cliche, it is the most important meal of the day. The reason being is that if you eat the right type of food, a complex carbohydrate like porridge, it kicks off your metabolism for the day. It stops you not just feeling hungry at 11 or 1, but it can stop you overeating even later on in the night. It regulates your metabolism. So even if you're not hungry, have your breakfast. Don'ts. Avoid simple carb cereals, the sugary cereals. Avoid juices, which tend to contain all the calories of more than your 5 a day, but without the fiber to help you break it down. Avoid fries. Go for grilled. There are lots of different breakfast options you can consume. You can have your coffee, you can have your fruit, you can have your veg, you can have cooked meats, you can have brown bread. Don't go too crazy in your brown bread, though remember it's a carbohydrate even though it's a complex one. And a great way to start your day is a protein shake. For lunch then, lunch do's and don'ts. You can have variety in your lunch if you want, but it's okay to stick to routine. Don't go heavy on dressings, butter, mayo, sauces. They're not necessary to add to the calorific total. And don't go for those sugary drinks. Have water. So do go for your fruit and veg, go for wraps maybe rather than rolls, go for lean meats, make sure they're grilled rather than deep fried, eggs, protein shakes. Don't go for those extra sauces. Don't do white bread, don't do crisps, don't do junk like fried foods or chips and burgers and sugary drinks. Have your cappuccino, make it a non-fat, and don't go for the biscuits if you can. Dinner do's and don'ts. Do go for lean meat or poultry and fish rather than fatty meats. Poach, boil, grill, bake your food. Don't deep fry it. Use olive oil rather than vegetable oil. Don't go for creamy soups. Don't overdo the sauces again. Don't do the gravy if you can avoid it. Easy on the butter. Simple stuff. So go for your lean meats, poultry, fish. Make sure it's grilled, boiled. Think about how it's prepared. Go for olive oil. Drink lots of water. Don't do fried rice when you could have done steamed rice. Avoid butter, avoid vegetable oil, avoid deep fried foods, avoid those chips and burgers and junk foods that you know are there. Avoid white bread when you could have had wholemeal bread. Avoid sugary drinks. There's lots of meal ideas in the printable version of this program that you can download now from My Simply Fitness. So dessert, if you have to have dessert, then there are healthier options. Fruit salad, frozen yogurt, sorbet, fruit, or low-fat mousse for instance. Don't, and if it's not obvious already, go for those heavy, fatty desserts. Gateaus, cakes, buns, muffins, chocolate. So when it comes to drink, water is the healthiest and best weight loss option. It's the only drink without calories. Avoid, like the plague, sugary soft drinks. They're full of calories. Even smoothies that are, inverted commas, healthy, contain a huge amount of calories. They will turn to body fat if you've consumed enough calories for the day already. And avoid sports drinks. Unless you're an elite athlete who's burning 6,000 or 7,000 calories per day, then why do you want to consume one of these sports drinks that just adds 300 or 400 calories to your calorific intake per day? You might have burnt 200 calories in a workout and then you consume 300 in a drink. It makes no sense. Beware of alcohol. It's high in calories and refined sugars. The average drink contains about 300 calories. 5 of those drinks and a woman has had her calorific intake for the day. But it's not just high in calories, it impairs your judgment and can lead to you not only over drinking but overeating. Snacks. Well, if it's not obvious, don't go for crap. Don't go for junk. Avoid chocolate, deep fried, sugary foods, all that kind of stuff. Don't snack on these kind of foods. If you have to snack, snack on cold meats. Keep yourself full with water. Think of protein shakes, eggs, nuts, coffee. Sure, brown bread is better than white bread. Fruit and veg are good too. But be very careful because these are complex carbohydrates and they still contain energy and can push you over your calorific intake. Try to avoid snacking if possible by eating regular meals with the right proportions of food in each of them. If you find that you're having 3 meals a day and you still feel hungry, then look at the types and the amount of food that you have in those meals. Or maybe switch to 5 meals a day, where you have your breakfast, 2 small meals and a hot dinner in the evening. So long as you're not consuming more calories in your 5 meals rather than your 3 meals, well then maybe it's the way to go for you to make sure that you don't overeat and that you can still create that calorie deficit. So in summary, choose smart foods that will fill you, junk the junk, think portions, proportion and preparation, make sure that you have enough of the right type of food at your main meal so you don't need to snack, and here's a little trick, try not to eat past 8 PM, it makes a huge difference. Next, we're going to look at you, getting to know you, your lifestyle, your behaviors that may have caused you to put on weight, and what can we change.